Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nate's Plate. Today we're going to show you how to make a freaking frittata. Gotta use these eggs, yeah. Got 8 whole eggs, got some bell pepper, and some onion. Now the first thing you want to make sure you do is get your pans ready. Gotta get those pans nice and hot. Let's turn that sucker all the way up to 10. Yeah, nice. Get those nice and hot. Gonna start off with a little bit of olive oil. Now, not too much. Just put a little dab. Yeah, just like that. Little bit in there. Now you're gonna wanna let that sucker get nice and hot because you're gonna wanna saute up all those nice vegetables and the onions. Now the next thing you're gonna wanna do is crack these eggs. Not too hard because we don't wanna get those shells in there. That's a good one. Now once you've cracked your eggs, I always like to add in just a little bit of butter. Always make sure you're prepared with a whisk and whisk those sucker up. Adding in the butter will create a nice little fluff to the egg. Now in order to prep all your food, go ahead and take your sausage and you're gonna go ahead and want to put this whole thing just right in the pan. Let that just get all up in there. Yeah, just like that. So now that the food is cooking, we want to start getting these vegetables all chopped up. Now if you don't have one of these little buttes, this thing is called a mandolin. I know what you're thinking. That doesn't look like any type of guitar instrument. Nope. What this has is a nice sharp blade right here. So if you were cutting them onions, you don't want to let your eyes cry. You just take that thing and you just, let me get that out of the way. You just slice it just like this. Yeah. Now you gotta always make sure that you're prepped with a nice sharp knife. If you don't have one of these, you can just do like this. Now sharpen your knife up real fine. All right, so now that you got your onions and your bell peppers, you got those all nice and chopped up. We had that pan over there getting all nice and piping hot. Let's go ahead and get that sucker cooking. There we go. All right, so now that we've got all these your onions and everything in there, it's all sauteing. We've got your sausage over here. That's cooking up real nice. Always make sure to keep it flipping. Gotta make sure you stir that up too. Okay, now, after you let that sit there and cook down for a little bit, you're gonna wanna add yourself some spices into that. So I got myself some nice fresh ground black pepper, some Mediterranean sea salt, and a little bit of garlic salt with some parsley. Add that all up in there. Gotta give it some nice spices, some extra flavor. All right, now, once you got your sausage done, cooked up nice, go ahead and take your onions and everything and just add that all up in there. Don't overcook them. Now while you're letting that sit there and cook, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get your oven turned on. Pop that sucker up to nice 400 degrees. All right, so the last thing we gotta do before we put the sucker in the oven is we gotta get it all prepped in this nice here pan. What you're gonna wanna do first, take everything that you cooked up. We're gonna make this into the kind of a nice little base down at the bottom. Scoop that all up in there. And remember, we got these eggs done whipped up. just like that. Now, great thing about doing this is you just gotta make it once. Got yourself a meal for a few days. Now, the last thing I like to do, once we got that thing nice there and prepped, put a little bit more pepper on the top. Just like that. A little bit more of your sea salt. There we go. We're just gonna take yourself a little bit of cheese. Get yourself a good little handful, depending on how much you like. We're just gonna sprinkle it around. What a beaut. Look at that, what a beauty. All right, so the last thing you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna wanna put this here sucker in the oven. Nice and hot. You're gonna wanna let that bake for about 20 minutes and we'll see what happens. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh yeah. That's looking real nice. I think it's done. Let's take it out. Looking like a dragon. All right, now once you let that sucker done cool down, go ahead and cut yourself out a nice piece. And there you have it. Got yourself a nice frittata. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.